Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here. And there were a few stories surrounding Ice Cube that I was going to cover anyway because he's been rather outspoken, not only geopolitically but almost esoterically lately. And I'll be quite honest, I'm a fan. I've been a fan for a long time. I was never really into rap too much in high school. But then, especially going into college and the tail end of high school, being introduced to the Wu-Tang Clan, and then especially NWA, which is still one of my all-time favorites, and their cultural impact is still felt heavily today. And I think that's some of the real true art in the gangster rap realm. And then later on in his career, after going solo, Ice Cube actually did a collaboration with my then probably favorite band, Korn. Big Korn fan. Loved them from their original album. And I actually saw him live at the Family Values tour, which was, this very big and really first new metal type collaboration with rap where they were on tour. It was a huge tour. It was Limp Bizkit. It was Korn. It was Ice Cube. It was Rammstein. I think Orgy was there as well. And then it spawned off into this much bigger thing. Now, Ice Cube himself also went beyond just music and became really a media mogul. Beyond just an actor, beyond just a producer. If you're seeing the big three hat behind me, he's an entrepreneur and businessman. And that brings me to Diddy. Diddy, I was never really big a fan of. Everything was like all about bling. It wasn't about substance. Obviously, the Notorious B.I.G., Biggie, one of the greatest rappers out there, Ready to Die, and Life After Death. Great albums. Great albums. He's a good producer. There's no saying the man's not talented. But I was never into that, sampling of other people's stuff in a pop realm kind of, it didn't have an edge to me. And, even the police thing after he died, not my thing. Now, in the antithesis of what we're going to be talking about today, now that Ice Cube has kind of really entered the realm of politics, and you can tell that the powers that be don't like it, Diddy started his own black party. And what do I mean black party? It's exclusively for black Americans. But the problem with that to me is, number one, what are we doing race-based political parties in 2024? If you want to uplift your brothers, your sisters, your mothers, your fathers, your friends, your family, your communities, that's fine. And I think that's effectively what Ice Cube is doing and what we're going to go over in this video. But Diddy in particular, it's about getting Trump out. And to me, that's about exclusion. And race-based political parties in 2020, I'm a content and character guy. All right? With the whole race issue, I don't cover it much because to me, it's over. The race issue is over. The people at the top don't give a fuck if you're white, black, Asian, Hispanic. This is a super class war that has a transhumanist agenda at the end of it. So get over it, everybody. Okay? That's my real feeling on this. But the fact is, the media has kind of gone after Ice Cube. He was scheduled to be on CNN with Chris Cuomo. Then they learned he was working with the Trump campaign, and Cuomo did a big tirade and canceled him. And then Cube corrected him, and then he went on the show, and he owned Cuomo. We're going to play that clip. But before we get to any of it, I want to remind everybody what they've just been watching has more than likely, maybe, been deemed harmful content by YouTube. I'm definitely borderline. We're borderline here. But it's been 6+ months, fully demonetized on this channel. It's not enough. The algorithm doesn't suggest me anymore, or never really did. It did kind of in the beginning because I wasn't marked up, and I brought the channel back with some True Detective videos. You get 30, 40,000 views on those, no problem. But now, if I break 15,000 views on a video, give me a break. We did it big here over at the Burmis Brigade. So without you guys, I still wouldn't be able to reach that many people. $5, $10, $15, it means the world to me. Big donations. Couldn't do it without you. Remember, this is not a left or right place. I know a lot of people are criticizing me about my Trump video I just did. I'm sorry. Again, if it's between mandatory vaccinations and mandatory masks and not, that's the only issue I really care about. And everything else, you got to admit, again, the guy is not who they paint him up to be. I just got called a racist, basically. He said, my defense of Trump not being a racist is covering up my racist views. No, I'm sorry. No, that's you projecting your views onto me. I'm sorry about that. Loose Change, Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, A New World Order to Find, and Shade the Motion Picture are free in the playlist section. Make sure to check them out. Thumbs the video up, subscribe, and share. Join the Burns Brigade while we can. Be great if we get to 100,000 subscribers before they totally eviscerate me and free speech in general, for daring to speak out. But, we have to do it. We have to speak out. And if I wasn't going to this MMA event tonight, I would have Titus on. We're going to definitely still try to have Titus on maybe tomorrow. So Rockfin, this is where it's at. This is where the live stream is going to begin, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Friday, exclusively over at Rockfin. Go make your free account today, and you can watch it live every weekday. So, before we get to Ice Cube completely owning Chris Cuomo, who I don't know how anybody could look at this guy or his brother or think that they're any kind of moral authority. But if you're brainwashed, good for you. How about that? If you think that the tough guy on the left is the moral authority of America, do some homework. Give me a break. Okay? And Ice Cube criticized, this was over the summer, for posting string of anti-Semitic images and conspiracy theories. And being somebody who's been accused of the same exact thing, while at the same time, on the other side of it, being called a Mossad agent or a Zionist shill or all that other stuff, I wanted to see what he actually posted, and I remember this story, and I said to myself, what? He's posting like Black Cube of Saturn stuff, right? Look, ancient history, lost civilization, occultic symbolism stuff is not anti-Semitic. And talking about the Hebrew Israelites is not anti-Semitic. It's ridiculous to not be able to try to objectively look at history through a lens other than what's projected by the mainstream. Give me a break. I mean, like again, Ice Cube, he's like, what if I'm just pro-black? This is the truth, brother. I didn't lie to anyone. I didn't say I was anti-anybody. Don't believe the hype. I've been telling my truth, right? So, he basically, posted the Hebrew Israelites as slaves in ancient Egypt. And, I don't know the validity of these pictures of the Sphinx or whatever. I have no idea whether they're legitimate or not. But, again, if you think that these people were living in the sun, but, again, not in the desert, weren't Sephardic or black in nature, I mean, come on. Come on, man. Come on. You know what I stand for? And what I stand for. I believe in actual facts and stand with the truth alone. Lies get spit on. And he's not perfect by any means, but, that's what they don't like. They don't like the predator class. So it's anti-Semitic. Okay? That's all. Oh, no. I mean, so many people attacked him on this. Okay? The media is complicit in treason. They don't like it. And again, they tried to spin the QAnon thing on him. You better believe it. And that's why we do the videos on QAnon. And now after this interview with Cuomo, I think it's after, right? Yeah, I think that interview's from 2 days ago. Ice Cube retweets video that compares Joe Biden to Hitler. Oh no! Again, no free speech. Let's play some of what Mr. Cube has to say.
With Black America. And I didn't run to go work with any campaign. Both campaigns contacted me. Both campaigns wanted to talk to me about the contract with Black America. One campaign said, we love what you have, but let's really dig into it after the election. And one campaign said, we love what you have. Do you mind talking to us about it? And that's what I did. So I didn't run to nobody.
So just so everybody knows, Black Contract for America is his platform. It's not a political party. And just look at the phony face on Chris Cuomo. Look, the fake concern. We're concerned, Ice Cube. You're working with the Trump administration. We're concerned.
And so that was real misleading to me.
Well, I didn't say you ran
you
to
know,
anybody. I said that you had taken a pivot.
well, you said I ran over to the Trump team instead of the Biden team. That's just not true.
Well,
They
but
both
you are
contacted
working with the
me.
Trump team instead of the Biden team, and people are giving you heat for it. What do you say to them?
Well, I'm willing to work with both teams, but I'm just working with whoever is willing to work with me. So the Trump campaign came to me and asked me to explain to them some of the contract with Black America. That's what I did. I'm not playing no more of these games, these political games. We're not part of a team. We have very broad problems, especially the wealth gap in this country when it comes to Black Americans. So
Let's just stop right there. So again, he's like, we're not playing games. We're not playing team baseball. Correct. Politics is not team baseball. Okay, you have to be able to criticize both sides of the coin because, again, the predator class at the top controls the vast majority of both sides. Period. And that's the whole thing. You know, Trump isn't Superman with a cape. All right? The QAnon narrative is false. Okay? It is. And that's why we've spoken out against it.
So I'm going to whoever's in power, and I'm going to speak to them about our problems specifically. I'm not going there talking about minorities. I'm not going there talking about people of color or diversity or none of that stuff. I'm going there for Black Americans, the ones who are the descendants of slaves. And that's what I'm going to talk to anybody who's in power with that. So if anybody got a problem with that, it seems like a personal problem.
Boom! Seems like a personal problem. And that's what I like about it. Again, this isn't a political party. This is something he's trying to put together. He's telling you this isn't about diversity. It isn't about minorities. It isn't about people of color. He's talking about direct descendants of slaves in this country. And he's never using the terms systemic racism. You know, and he's saying, I'll work with who's in power because we want to get things done.
Here's the problem, and it is very personal, as you know, for a lot of people of color, because they'll say, well, why would you pick Trump when he says there's no such thing as systemic inequality?
I'm not picking nobody. He's the president.
But why do you think he'd want to do something for the community when he says there's no such thing as systemic inequality?
I don't know what he want to do. I just know what the man said. I know what he said to the country. I've never met Donald Trump. So I don't know what he's going to do. I just know what he said he was going to do. So both of them have a plan. Both of them say they're going to do something. And who knows what's really going to happen after November 3rd. Nobody knows from each side. We're all hoping that candidates keep their campaign promises. So that's just it.
So let's look at it this way. I think that you're right to be skeptical. Let's start with the Democrats, because even though there is a traditional connection between black voters and the Democrats, you could also say you've been let down or forgotten.
Oh, there's a traditional connection. You know, let down or forgotten. I mean, Chris Cuomo is, so fake and phony and give me a break. And Ice Cube is so straight up and true that I can't not get behind him. You know, he is somebody who's trying to address the real issues and is willing to work with anybody, again, in power. Good for him.
By Democrats in a lot of situations that would have mattered. Then you say, all right, so then what makes one side better than the other? That's where you get in trouble, which is, do you really think that Donald Trump can be trusted as much as you could trust Joe Biden?
I don't think I'm not trusting any of them. I'm just going by action. That's all I'm going by. I'm not going by words. I'm not going by rhetoric, not going by media spin, not going by none of that. You know, I'm not on nobody's team. I'm not on Team Blue, not on Team Red.
So then I have that wrong.
I'm an independent person, and I believe that's what black people need to do is become independent, and we need to get something for our vote. You know, that may not happen, but it's gonna happen.
It's got to happen. It's got to happen. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Look, if I had brought you here to fight with you, you would have known it. What I'm saying is, I think I did get it wrong, and I want to make sure I get it right.
Oh, I think I did get it wrong, and I want to make sure. I feel you, Ice Cube. No, You're trying to spin everything. Oh, you think you can trust Trump more than you can trust Biden? He's made it clear from the very beginning he's not on either team. He's just trying. This isn't a political party. And again, in contradiction that, Diddy launches our black party, a political party aimed at black voters. The number one thing is to get rid of Trump. Number one. Okay? That's it. Number one priority is to get Donald Trump out of office. He has to go. That's it. We are on the verge of a race war. My God. That is so far beyond where we were even a couple years ago. And and if you don't think I'm not going to blame the media for fomenting that, I mean, give me a break. They're the ones that's hyped it up beyond belief.
So saying you're working with the Trump team is wrong. What you did was, when they asked to talk to you about it, you said yes. If Biden had asked to talk to you about it now, you would have gone to them the same way. It's not about you choosing anything. It's you working with everybody who's got a chance of doing anything.
I'm working with whoever's in power. Yeah, I'll work with both. Whoever's in power, I'm going to work with. So whoever wins, they'll hear from me.
Okay, so I'm glad you came to clear it up. So Ice Cube is not with the Trump campaign. He's just given his ideas, and anybody who wants to do something with him, fine. Do you believe they are doing anything with your ideas?
I believe, they looked at the contract with Black America and they updated their plan, but it's their plan. Now, I have my plan. My plan is broad. It goes beyond the public sector. It goes into the private sector, banks, even the movie industry. So we got to deal with a lot of different, companies, corporations, and even government when it comes to solving this problem. I believe it's a bipartisan problem. I believe it's a bipartisan problem when it comes to the issues, when it comes to blacks in America and what's going on. It's not a Democrat problem. It's not for them to solve. It's not for the Republicans to solve. It's for both of them to solve. They do it when it comes to debt ceiling. They do it when it comes to getting us in wars. They seem to come together when it's something that really affects America. And I don't think nothing affects America more than the situation that Black Americans find ourselves in.
And there you go. Again, Ice Cube, so much of a realer person than P. Diddy, and I thought he brought it to Chris Cuomo. Guys, thumbs the video up, subscribe, and share. What you just saw was probably deemed harmful content by our tech overlords over at Google, YouTube, Alphabet, whatever you want to call them. $5, $10, $15. It means the world to me over at the GoFundMe. Big donors, we could use your help. Loose Change, Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, A New World Order to Find, and Shade the Motion Picture are free right here, right now, in the documentaries playlist section. Just go right here, over to the home. You go right down there. They all are. Boom, boom. A little Nexium stuff in there as well. And remember, Rockfin. Go create the free account Monday through Friday, starting this Monday. We're going to be live 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern. I love you guys. I am going to head over to the River Center. Go check out some Caged Aggression, some live MMA here in Iowa. If you want to check it out on pay-per-view, it's cagedaggression.tv. See you on the flip side.